Cheers. I will. You got to say now. Just
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you're talking to both sides here now. Is there any way forward that you can find that two shipping companies can run this route to Liverpool for freight?
Well, history has shown that competition does not work on the Irish Sea routes. So we have to find a compromise, I think, whereby we can maintain both the standard of services the island needs in terms of freight and, of course, protecting the passenger services at the same time.
And you've had meetings with both sides.
Yes.
Any way forward?
I'm better informed now, I think, as to what the position is. I've had an assurance from the steam packet there will be no redundancies at the steam packet, certainly in the short term, and we have to now find a medium to long-term plan which will stabilise these services to the island.
Challenging to find such an outcome that suits everybody?
It will, and government has a role to play in this, but it's at arm's length. The companies themselves have to sort out their business plans first.
And are you hopeful they will?
It's going to be challenging. This steam packet, obviously, with the level of debt that the company is carrying, have a very limited range of options as to how they can react to this current situation. But we have, in the island's long-term interest, we have to find a solution to this, both to protect the economy, the travelling public, and of course the jobs of the workers.
I've been fighting on behalf of if you like, yourselves, because I haven't liked what's been going on with regard to Macquarie's. And unfortunately, well, it's fortunate really, if the select committee hadn't actually been formed, we'd never have known about this debt. It would have never got out into public domain. It was only that the select committee insisted on looking into the accounts and the affairs of the whole of the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company and Macquarie's that this £240 million debt emerged. Otherwise, the situation would be happening in another 5 years' time. They'd be coming knocking on the door of the government and saying, look, we can't renew our loan for this £240 million unless you give us another extension to our user agreement. So I've stood up before and I'll say it again, all that's happened now with Mesron coming in and putting competition in is really accelerating something that would have happened in the future.
So where does that leave us? Just a piece of collateral damage?
No, I certainly hope it doesn't, and I do support, but we need a solution to this. And the solution is not to really pick at government or accuse us of doing something wrong. I don't believe that the last user agreement should have been extended. I've said that all the way down the line. I think there's a lot to answer for with that. In 1995 it served its point, its purpose, but I don't believe it serves its purpose now.
It's proved yet again that there's no room for two shipping companies.
But I believe the steam packet company stood in a very good position to fight off any opposition. But when you have to find something like 12 to 14 million pound a year just to service a debt without paying off the capital, that puts you at a disadvantage. And the company's put itself at that disadvantage. You could have undercut Mesron and put Mesron out, made it unacceptable for them to come into the port. But you cannot do that when you're servicing a £240 million debt on a company that has assets of around about £50 million.
So are you doing your bit for us and introducing a pension protection scheme to help everyone?
I will certainly pick up the cause for you with regard to your pensions. I'll pick up the cause for you with regard to your works. All I'll say to you is, please stop accusing government or this government, because it was the past government that signed the user agreement, not this one. We need to find a way forward for the future, but we need to find a long-term solution for the future, not put off what might be the inevitable in 5, 10, 15, 20 years' time. We can't afford to have the company getting sold on the stock exchange and our user agreement being floated as a commodity, which is what's been happening at the moment, and somehow we have to stop that. And it has to come to a head. Whether that's tomorrow or in 10 years' time, as a government, you've got to look that far forward that, we come up with the right decisions. It's not helping you at this exact second. There's a lot of answers to be had. We have to see how your directors now cope with the competition that's there at the moment, and it has to be monitored extremely closely. But the point being, it is being monitored now. We do know what the situation of the company is. We do know what the finances are. We do know who now owns the company. So it puts government in a much better position, as far as I'm concerned, to be able to monitor it.